Hi everyone, it's Andrew here from The Domain, as promised, with a different background. I've moved place, so slightly different backdrop, but same good old content. So thank you for joining. I thought today, off the back of a very good idea from Josh, was to kind of go through what I kind of consider to be the top 5 most important or meaningful vinyl records that I own. Couple of caveats. One, I'm not a music critic, so if you're coming here expect me to give a full in-depth analysis, that's not what I'm going to be able to provide, but I hope you still find it interesting. Second point is that just because I consider these what I say the most important, it doesn't necessarily equate to what I think are the best albums that I own. And the third point is I've limited myself to one vinyl record per band. If you saw my earlier video, then you know that I've got lots of records from different bands. So for instance, I've got several Pink Floyd records, I've got several Gorillaz records, and so on. So I've tried to make it fair and balanced, so hopefully there'll be a good mix of items. So without further ado, the first record that I consider the most important one that I own is Green Day's Nimrod. This is from the 1997, it looks like. And one of the reasons that this is important is that it's a limited edition version that I got. So you can see here that the vinyl is gold, or I think it's supposed to be gold, but it was more yellow, but coloured vinyl. And I was thinking about this album the other day, and looking at what we've got here, I can't think of a single bad song. All of these, they all hold a special place for me. So from start to end, very good album, and so that's my first important album of my collection. Coming up next is Gordon by Bare Naked Ladies. So this is the self-titled, it's not self-titled, apologies. This is the debut album from Bare Naked Ladies, the Canadian rock band that people may be familiar with songs such as One Week or Pinch Me. This album just kind of, it kick-started everything for them. It's got a very good variety, so while it is rock-based, it's quite quirky with songs like Grade 9 or Be My Yoko Ono. It's also got a great starting song with Hello City. If I Had $1 Million is another popular, fun one that they enjoy playing live. It's my second important album. The third important album, and I can go on about this for days if I wanted to, is Pink Floyd The Wall. But I'll save you all the bother, because I don't think there's much that I could say that hasn't already been said. This 26-track, almost, I think it's an 80-minute long double album rock opera about a guy called Pink, obviously if you go by the band name. Basically experiencing trouble after trouble, trauma after trauma, causing him to build up metaphorical bricks to a point where it becomes too much for him. So the album it's not a cheerful one. It can be quite dreary at times, but the story, the themes, the leitmotifs, there's so many aspects of this album which I really enjoy. And yes, while it is one that I would recommend if you haven't checked it out, that you do it in one sitting, for me it's worth every minute. And it's also got Comfortably Numb, if you're a fan of what many people consider to be one of some of the greatest guitar solos of all time. So, The Wall, definitely important for me. Number 4. Self-titled album by Gorillaz. So this came out 2001. If you've seen my other vinyl video, then you know that one of the other ones that I've got is the 20th edition deluxe box set. I decided not to include that one because it seems a bit unfair, because it's not really one album, it's 4 or 5 albums, all from what they call Phase 1. But for me, I would say that this not only is one of my most important albums, I would say that this is probably my all-time most favourite album. There's so many different genres, styles, themes. It's hard to believe that everything on here was created by a single band. I mean, you've got the ones that a lot of people know, like Clint Eastwood and 192000, but then you've got pieces like, just looking on the back here, you've got, for instance, M1A1, which uses audio clips from Day of the Dead, Slow Country, which has got a sample from The Specials, Rock the House, which has got a really funky trumpet line based on an old movie, I believe it's called Modesty Blaze, Punk, which is just nonsense. I could listen to this album. If you're wanting a wide soundscape and you want to check out Gorillaz Selftitled, you can't go wrong with it. I can guarantee there'll be at least one song on here that you'll like. And the last one that's special to me is, and maybe this could be considered sort of cheating, it's the Inside box set. So Inside was the Bo Burnham Netflix special, which was shot entirely in a single room, fully created by him during lockdown. So while he's known for comedy, and while there is a lot of comedy in this record, including the song called Comedy, it covers a lot of different themes about isolation, mania, mental health, stress, all sorts of things, but done in a way that kind of balances between funny and sad. This special also comes with the score, so the instrumental pieces used scattered throughout the special, as well as outtakes, which were basically songs that weren't included in the final product, but were deemed worthy enough of being released. So including, just looking at the back here, I mean, there's some great songs that weren't on the special, including Microwave Popcorn, Spider, 5 Years, The Chicken. So yeah, and I remember watching this, and it was one of those things where I saw it for the first time, and then I think I watched it again later the exact same day because I wanted to watch it with my partner. So it's and ever since then, like, all of the songs have really have caught my interest, and I've come back to time and time again. So this is what I would consider my 5th important album out of my collection. So I hope that kind of gives a bit of insight into not only my musical taste, but why I like what I like and why I consider these my most important records. With regards to these 5, it's not in any particular order, so they're all important to me for different reasons. But given the collection I've got, for me, those are the 5 which really have some sort of deeper meaning to me. So I hope you found this interesting. I appreciate it. It's a bit more introspective, maybe not quite what you might be familiar with from me on this channel, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to subscribe, and if you want to check out more gaming, pop culture and entertainment, then please make sure to also check out the channel, subscribe. If you want to help support us, then there's membership options available on our YouTube, so please feel free to check us out. And yeah, until then, I'll see you next time.